So my name is Courtney, and as you know, I'm coming from the University of Alberta, and I'm going to talk to you all about the U of A and basically the process to go through applying if you're interested in coming to the U of A. And I'm actually a recent graduate of the University of Alberta. I graduated last spring. I did my Bachelor of Arts in Political Science, so it's really easy for me to talk about the U of A because I had a really great experience there. I really discovered, what I was interested in, what I wanted to do with my life, what my passions were, and not only in the classroom, but outside of it as well. I had a lot of fun, met a lot of people, so overall just a really great experience. And I'm going to be talking about my own experience and the University of Alberta in general, but the presentation that I'm doing today, it's not really about me, it's not even really about the university, but it's about you guys and the kind of experience that you guys could have at the University of Alberta. So why U Alberta? There's lots of schools in Canada, so what makes the University of Alberta different from other universities? First of all, we are a top 5 university in Canada. We're currently ranked as number 4. We are also one of the top 100 universities in the world, which is something that we're really proud of. And what that means for you guys coming to the U of A is that your degree will be globally recognized, which is awesome. Now I'm going to talk about, the 5 reasons that we are a top 5 university and what really what puts us in the list of top 5. So the first would be our world-class facilities. We have 3 different campuses, and in our 3 different campuses, there's so many different places where you can really take what you're learning in the classroom and utilize it and get hands-on experience. And the campuses themselves are really beautiful. I'm going to talk a little bit about each one. We actually have 3 different campuses. So our first one is the North Campus, and this is our big campus. There's 36,000 students here. However, the class size are only 38, so if that number up top seems a little scary to you, just know that in your classes, they are still going to be pretty small. You are going to get, those opportunities to meet people, have one-on-one interactions with your professors. And the North Campus, it's really beautiful. It's right in the middle of Edmonton by the river and 1 LRT station, which is our train, metro kind of system, 1 station away from downtown. So have any of you been to Edmonton before? Okay, cool, 1 hand, awesome. So, the nice thing about this campus is that it's close to everything. You're not outside of the city, you're 1 stop away from everything you need. So I'm going to show you a few different buildings at our North Campus to kind of give you an idea of what the campus is like. This is our Convocation Hall, so it's one of our older buildings. It's really, a traditional building for us. It's where students, when the University of Alberta was established 108 years ago, this is where students would have their convocation ceremonies, so graduation ceremonies. Now it's a little bit too small because we have thousands of students graduating each year, but we still do use it. We use it for concerts and events, and it's just a kind of cool historical piece at the U of A. This here is our Student Union building. So it's basically the place where students go to hang out between classes. There's a food court where you can go and eat. There's study areas, there's hangout areas, there's a stage, and sometimes we'll have musicians come by. We also, as you can see in the picture here, we have an outdoor patio. We just built this actually pretty recently. So it's a pretty cool place to hang out when you're not in the classroom, and that's what most students do here. And then this is CSIS. This is our main science building. It's pretty new as well. A lot of cool stuff in here. Are there students here who are interested in going into sciences? Couple? Okay, so if you are, this is definitely where you're going to be spending a lot of your time. And it's a really awesome and modern building. Then our next campus is the Campus Saint-Jean. Are there any students here who speak French? No? None? Okay. So this might not be that interesting to you, but it is a francophone campus. If you ever get the opportunity, you can visit it. It's just 10 minutes away from the North Campus. It honestly feels like you're stepping into France, which is pretty cool. Then our 3rd campus is Augustana Campus. So this campus is not actually located in Edmonton, but in Camrose, so 1 hour outside of Edmonton. It's a lot smaller than our North Campus, just 1,000 students, and the average class size is 16. So kind of that smaller experience in a more rural setting for those of you who might not like a big city as much. It's a really cool place to go, cool community, everyone knows each other, everyone lives in residence in their first year. And this is definitely another option for those of you wanting to study in the liberal arts or sciences. And like I said, there's a lot of cool spaces and facilities where you can take what you learn in the classroom and actually, put it to use and do some hands-on learning. So in the photos here, you can see in the top right is our robotics lab. On the bottom right, is our observatory. So for students who are studying astronomy. And then we also have our rooftop greenhouses. So a lot of different places right on our campuses where you can take your learning to the next level outside of the classroom. The second reason that we are a top 5 university would be our top professors. We have really great professors at the U of A. That's something I can't stress enough. I know that for myself, I was a little bit nervous starting university because I had a lot of really supportive teachers in high school, and I was worried if it would be the same in university. And all I had to say is yes, my teachers or my professors were very supportive. They're great at teaching. They're all doing really interesting research, and as one of their students, you get to be the first to find out about this research. They've also #1 in Canada for 3M teaching awards received. Basically what that is, it's the highest award that you can receive for teaching as a professor. So this just shows that, the professors are really engaging, they care about their students, they make class interesting, you'll never be falling asleep. And we have these great professors in every faculty. So if you're studying at the University of Alberta, you're absolutely going to be studying with a great, interesting professor who's doing really cool research that you'll be able to find out about. The third reason that we are a top 5 university would be the research and career opportunities. So a lot of students think that research is only for master's students when you're doing a graduate degree, but at the U of A, you actually have the opportunity to do research during your undergraduate degree. Basically, in whatever area that you're studying, you can come up with a research question, and if the university thinks that is interesting, they will fund you. So they will give you money to complete this research under the guidance of a professor. And what's really cool about that is that if you are a student who wants to do a master's after, you're going to have research experience that other students don't have yet. So when you are applying for that master's degree, you're going to be put at the top of the list because you have the experience that other students coming from their undergraduate don't have. There's also a lot of cool opportunities to do research in the field. So, in each of these pictures, the one on the right is some U of A students who actually went to China to do a dinosaur dig. Also on the left, we have students who went up north to study polar bears. So, a lot of chances for you to actually do research in the field and outside of the classroom. Then there's also opportunities throughout your degree to do work experience, so whether that's a co-op or an internship. And what's nice about that is that you get to find out, if you really like doing what you're studying, you get to actually get that experience, find out what it's like, and also make connections with different employers and get that experience so that you can put it on your resume when you graduate. So it'll be easier for you to find a job because you will already have work experience. And then eHub. Do we have students here who want to study business? Yeah, one. Anyone else? A couple? Okay, cool. So what eHub is an online tool at the U of A where students with business ideas can actually connect with other people, whether that be other people with ideas or funders, so people who would invest in your ideas. And we've actually had students in the past, while they were studying, also start their own small business. So whether you're a business student with a great idea or you're a student in another faculty, but you still have a great idea, this is a tool that you can take advantage of. So the fourth reason that we are a top 5 university is the fact that you're able to customize your degree. So you're really able to make the degree your own, which is nice because Everyone's different, even if you're all interested in sciences. We know that just because you're interested in sciences doesn't mean you want to do the exact same thing as the person next to you. So through customizing your degree, you can really pursue your interests and make it something unique to you. There's a few different ways you can do that. Some students in the past have done combined majors, so they couldn't decide between 2 subjects, so they studied both. Others have added certificates to their degrees, which is really nice because it looks great when you graduate to have that certificate, but little secret, it's actually no extra time for you. And the certificates we offer are pretty interesting. We've had students in the past do Bachelor of Science with a certificate in computer game development. So, things that you might not necessarily expect to learn in university, you definitely have the opportunity to. Another way that you can make your degree your own is by doing an exchange to go abroad. I know that you guys are already abroad, but I do know some international students who came to Canada and then also studied abroad from the U of A. And basically what's cool about that is that because we have partnerships with these other universities throughout the world, your credits will all transfer right back, and the U of A gives out a lot of scholarships for that. So me, myself, I went to France a couple years ago, and the U of A actually pretty much funded all of it. I got about $5,000, so paid for my school, paid for my flight, and once again, if you're someone who likes traveling, you're here in Canada, so you must be interested in traveling, then it's a cool thing to take part in because you get to be learning on the other side of the world, wherever that might be. And then the final reason that the U of A is a top 5 university is because of the engaging student life. Of course, you want to be really concentrated, on your field of study, but it's also really important to explore your interests and your passions outside of the classroom, and there's a lot of ways that you can do that at the U of A. So the U of A community is really great. There's always stuff going on campus, always lots of events. The picture right here is of our Green and Gold Day. So green and gold are our school colors. All you have to do for this day is wear green and gold, go out and celebrate. There's parades. If you're wearing those colors, you get free food, so easy way to get a free lunch. And there's just always stuff like this going on throughout the year. Every time I was outside walking from class to class, there was an event I didn't even know was happening. I can't really keep up because there's so much going on, whether it be a barbecue or, one of the clubs do an event for, their different groups kind of thing. There's always stuff happening. And then as for international students, we do have a lot of resources that we offer you because we really do value our international students. We have a lot of international students. As you saw, I said at North Campus, we have 36,000 students. With the other 2, we're close to 38,000. And of those 38,000, 6,500 are international students. So we do have a lot of international students, and we love international students. So we do offer a wide variety of resources for you. One that is very important would be immigration advising. So many of you might be here right now, I'm guessing, on a high school study permit. And if you do want to go to university in Canada, you'll have to get a post-secondary study permit. And our immigration advisors will help you with that. I know that immigration stuff can be confusing sometimes. So basically, you can apply to the University of Alberta, and then after you've gone through that, you can get in contact with the immigration advisors who will help you figure out how to get that post-secondary study permit and just make the whole process a little bit easier on you. We also have Transitions, which is our international student orientation week. We have the week prior to when university starts, so a whole bunch of different events going on, a way for international students to get together and get to know each other. We also have our peer program, which will basically set you up with a student who has similar interests as you or in a similar field of study, who's in their 3rd or 4th year, and they'll basically act as a guide for you in your 1st year, help you get around, help you meet people, tell you the cool places to go. And basically, once again, make that transition a little easier for you. So we do have all these different kind of resources available to you, but it's important to note that you'll be coming just like a regular student. Your classes, everything will be with everyone else. We just have these extra things available to you in case you need any extra help. And then some other ways to kind of make that transition easier and to get involved in campus life is by joining one of the student clubs. We have 450 different student clubs, so there's a lot of them. We have music clubs, sports clubs, so soccer clubs, dance clubs, environmental clubs if you want to save the environment. So a lot of different things you can take part in. Do you guys know hide and seek? Yeah? Do some of you, who knows what hide and go seek is? Okay, for those of you who don't, it's when one person closes their eyes and everyone else hides and that person has to go find them after. You know? Okay, so there's a club for that. If you want to play that at the university campus, there is a club you can join. So I mean, yeah, you're laughing. I know, I've never played, but I think it would be really fun. There's any Harry Potter fans here, there's a Quidditch club. I don't know how they do that because they can't fly, but they somehow play Quidditch. I know, I'm getting some faces that are like, what? But a lot of different things, but like I said, also, a lot of just kind of regular clubs. There's also a lot of different cultural ones. So we have our Chinese Student Association, our Brazilian Student Association, a bunch of, different clubs where you can meet people from your home country. So kind of maintaining those connections while also creating and establishing new connections with people in your new community. Another way to get involved in student life is through one of our sports teams. They're really awesome, they're really great. You can play on a sports team, or if you don't want to play, you can just go watch. All the games are actually free when they're at home for U of A students. So you can get with a friend, get a burger and watch the game. It's a really fun way to kind of get involved in the university life. Then we also have a really cool fitness facility that we just built. We have a 60-foot climbing wall you can see right there. You don't have to be professional to do it. Anyone can give it a try. People who I know who have tried it have only gone about halfway up. It is pretty hard, but anyone can give it a try. We also have an awesome track, swimming pool. And once again, you don't have to be professional to use any of these things. Anyone can go and take advantage of them. So Edmonton, I think it was only one person who said they'd been to Edmonton, so I will talk a little bit about it. Like I said, it's a really beautiful city, and we actually, in Edmonton, we do call it Festival City, because there's always festivals going on in Edmonton, whether it be our theater festival, folk music festival. We also, in the winter, in January, we have an ice sculpture festival, so people who make really cool statues out of ice, and you get to go along and see it, and they're really good. They're pieces of art. And you get to go and kind of vote, and there's judges, so cool stuff. And that happens right beside the university. There's also a lot of cool places to check out beside the university. We're by White Avenue, which is an area which has a lot of cool different restaurants, kind of funky little shops, coffee shops, cafes, kind of different places that students just go to hang out. And you can walk from there from the campus, which is really cool. And Edmonton does get kind of cold sometimes, just like here, but we like to have fun in the cold. We don't go hide and wait till winter is over. We like to do stuff. So one thing that I love to do personally is go to the mountains, only a few hours away from Edmonton, and go skiing. And there's actually a skiing and snowboarding club from the U of A, so they'll have buses full of students that will go together, which is really fun. And then I'd say the best way to really get the full student life and the full university experience is by living on campus. That's one thing that I didn't do when I was in university, and I really regret, because everyone I know who lived in residence had a really great time and made so many friends who will be their friends for life. So there are a few different places where you can live. The main option for first year students is Lister, so the one on the left right here. It's pretty small, but it's really cool, all first year students. So what's cool about that is you're able to get to know other first year students who are there. You can make friends really easily, a lot of activities planned, lots of stuff that you can do while you're there. So those were the top 5 reasons that the University of Alberta is a top 5 school. And now I'm going to talk a little bit about the application process. So if you're interested in coming to the U of A, how you go about that. So the first step is to explore your options. So I'm going to show you in this book. take it out and go to the middle, you're gonna see this picture of the Edmonton River Valley. And when you get there, you're gonna unfold it. It'll look something like this. So basically, that's a list of all our different program options. We do have more than 200 different undergraduate programs. So if you already know what you want to study, you can look in there and find it, or look at the options for what you want to specialize in. Or if you're not sure yet what you want to do, you might find something in there that you didn't even know existed as a field of study. So definitely take your time looking through that. There's a lot of different options, a lot of, 200 programs, that's a lot, so take your time with that. And it's important to note that while most of the programs for undergraduates you can apply to straight out of high school, but some of the programs are non-direct entry faculties, and what that means is that you're gonna have to do a little bit of time in university before you can apply for that. So I know earlier there were a couple people who said they're interested in business. That is a non-direct entry faculty, meaning that you will start in a different faculty, do 1 year, and there'll be a list of courses that you'll be required to take. And then after that year, you basically do an application, and depending on how your marks are, you'll get into the School of Business. So this is a list of the different faculties that are like that. So medicine, law, public health, pharmacy. You have to start in a different program before applying to it. And all the information I'm telling you right now, you can find online. So feel free to look up your program online if going through that book is a little bit too much for you. Everything's available on our website. And then as for course requirements, so every program that you want to go into is going to have slightly different high school course requirements, but every program is going to require one of these English classes plus 4 other grade 12 classes. So like I said, it depends on which program you want to go to, but in the books I've given you, on the green side here, so right there, it will show you all the different courses required in high school to get into your field of study. And if you are looking at that and you don't recognize the courses, that's because they're the Alberta courses. And there is a chart a couple pages later which will show the Ontario equivalents. Also, you can do this online. It's really easy. You put in your program, put in Ontario, and the classes that you had to take will pop right up for you. And as for program entrance averages, they vary. They're very different depending on each faculty. If you are interested in going to engineering, it's a very competitive faculty, so the marks for that are around 87, 88. However, if you're looking at something like the Faculty of Arts, which is a lot bigger and can admit a lot more students, the average will be between 70 and 80, so somewhere around 75. So it really depends on what program you want to go into. It doesn't mean that one's better than the other, it just means that one has more space. And then as for ELP, so English language requirements, there's a few different ways that you can meet that. You don't have to do all of these on the list, just one of them. Pick one. You can take the IELTS test, the TOEFL. You can also meet it by studying for 3 years in English. So if some of you did complete all of high school here, then you might meet the requirement that way, as long as it didn't include English as a ESL, English as a second language course. But if you don't have that, it's no problem. All you have to do is take one of those tests, and if you meet that score, then you'll be good. We do have a plan B. So our bridging program is what we have for students who have really great marks and meet that academic average, and we don't want to turn them away just because their English score is a little bit too low. So what the bridging program is it allows you to come to the University of Alberta, and depending on where your score is, you'll either do 1 semester or 2 taking these courses, English for academic purposes. And once your English is at a level that we think will allow you to be successful in university, then you'll continue as just a normal full-time student. And the reason we do this and the reason we have these requirements is because we do want you to succeed. We don't want it to be, of course, you want school to be challenging, but you don't want it to be too difficult for you, especially in terms of language. So like I said, this is just a backup plan. We do ask everyone to take the test. You have until August 1st to do it. This is just for, don't be too nervous about taking that test, because if you do score a little lower than you want, there is another plan, another thing that you can do, because we don't want to turn you away. All right, so the second step to applying is applying. So you go online. It's really easy. On our homepage, there's a button that says apply. You go on there and it'll lead you through the steps. It'll ask you for your courses that you've taken already, your marks, the courses that you plan on taking, just all the information about your school. We do admit students purely based on marks, so easy process for you to go through. Third step is to get connected. So once you do finish filling out the whole application, we'll create a University of Alberta email for you and an account. And that's important because this is where we're going to send you your offer letter, so make sure to be checking that regularly. And then fourth is, once we send you an offer, you got to accept your offer. Really easy. There's a button that says accept my offer. You click it. We just do ask that you pay a $500 deposit. It is a deposit though, meaning that it'll go towards your first semester of tuition. It just shows us that you're serious about coming, and once you, accept that, click that button and give the $500 deposit, then we will hold your spot for you. And then the last step is to register in your courses. So that will be in the spring that you'll be able to start doing that. And I always recommend doing that on the first day that it's available to you. For myself, I'm not really an early morning person, so I always make sure to be on that webpage on the first day. And because of that, I never had a university class before 10 a.m. because I was always first, and make sure I avoided those 8 o'clock classes. So get on that website early, make your schedule how you want it to be, whatever works best for you, and get into the classes that you want to be in. Next, I'm just going to talk a little bit about funding your degree. So, how much this experience and all this would cost you, and then also some different ways to help you with that. So scholarships, namely, I'll talk about those. We do have some cool ones that are just for international students. So this is a sample estimate for a first-year international student. This includes your tuition, non-instructional fees, so student union fees, your U-Pass, which allows you to use public transit, your pass to the fitness center, all those different kind of things, as well as books and supplies. Usually it'll be a little less if you find your books secondhand, but that's just a high estimate. And then this would be if you add residence and a meal plan. And you can go online to our undergraduate cost calculator, fill out all the information about you, your program, if you want to live in residence, and it will calculate it costs just for you, so that can give you an idea as well. So the good news is we have a lot of different ways to help you with that. We do give out a lot of scholarships each year, and like I said, some are just for international students. So the ones up here right now are application-based scholarships, and what that means is that you will have to fill out an application, give us some information, and the deadline for those is December 15th. And also in your international student handbooks that I gave you, it has all the scholarship information. But this is basically, a way to get some extra money to help you with your degree. The next scholarships are you're automatically considered for them, which is really nice. You don't have to fill out any application. It's just when you do apply that, we'll be able to look at your marks, the marks that you're applying with, and we'll give you scholarships based on that. So you see, like the international student scholarship, students with 80% and above, you could get up to $9,000. So that's really nice. It really helps with your first year, definitely. This one you'll be automatically considered for, but the ones on the last page, look into doing your applications before December 15th. And as only one of you said you've been to Edmonton, I'd just like to take this moment to invite you. Anytime you want to come visit the University of Alberta, you're welcome. We have tours going on throughout the week, throughout the school year. We also have some Saturday tours happening in the winter, but there are some options if you can't make it to Edmonton, because I know it's a bit far. If some of you are in grade 11, we have Boarding U Alberta. What that is you'll apply for it, and we're actually going to fly 20 grade 11 students out for free to check out the University of Alberta for a weekend and check out the campus. So if you are in grade 11, I have some more information on that with me that I can give you. And otherwise, if making it out to Edmonton is a little bit difficult for you, we do have a virtual online tour, and we do have monthly online chat groups where you can ask people, questions about the program you're interested in or admissions, and you'll get an instant response. So that is everything I have for you. That's all the information I got, but I think everyone, maybe you're still working on it, have signed up for the uab.ca/top5. Like I said, that will be the best way for us to keep connected with you, send you all that important information, let you know what's going on at the University of Alberta so that you can kind of get a feel for what the campus life is like. And I really hope that you all are getting really excited for university because it's a really fun time in life. It's definitely when you figure out what you want to do, what your interests are, and you make a lot of friends. So I hope you're starting to think a lot about that. And I look forward to seeing some of you at the U of A next year. So thank you so much for listening to me. And if anyone has questions about anything at all, I'll be here. You can come talk to me and I'll answer all those for you. So thank you so much.